Happy Thursday, everyone. Josh Perry here with day 4 of the 5-day ketosis challenge. Today, we'll be talking about the benefit of less inflammation and disease risk factors from being in a state of ketosis as part of my 5-day 5 benefits addition to the 5-day ketosis challenge hosted by Goody Beats and Keto Coach. Like I said before, unfortunately, Keto Coach's Instagram disappeared, but the 5-day ketosis challenge lives on. So in celebration of that, I've been doing a video each day of the week sharing a benefit from my top 5 benefits as I see it from a state of ketosis. So today, again, is all about less inflammation, less disease risk factors from being in a state of ketosis. For those that haven't seen the other videos, check the description for the past links. But just to keep things short, ketosis is a metabolic state of producing ketones in your bloodstream as a byproduct of burning fat at such a rate that you have these byproducts called ketone bodies. And ketones could be used as fuel as well as powerful signaling aspects. And today's benefit of lowering inflammation and disease risk factors comes from the signaling aspect as well as the energy aspect, because when you have clean burning, sufficient energy, your systems are all running optimal and you have less fatigue in certain systems and all that good stuff. But in terms of signaling, cell signaling, genetic expression signaling, it really comes down to the amount of stress and inflammation you have in your body. And what I've said in the previous videos is ketones, they produce less inflammation through natural metabolism, less free radicals as well, than when compared to glucose. So if you're predominantly burning fat and ketones for fuel, you're gonna have a cleaner burning energy running through your body. And with having lower levels of glucose, which again, those that don't know, I'm gonna give a brief little breakdown of that. When you have lower levels of glucose, your insulin levels lower as well. Your glycation stores, which are stored carbs in your liver and your muscles, they begin to lower, and then that's when what's called lipolysis or fat metabolism turns up or on for some people, and you get this great benefit of burning fat for fuel, which produces ketones, which can be used for fuel as well. And so when you have less inflammation and less chronic elevated levels of blood sugar, you get less damage, less reactive or oxidative stress from free radicals or reactive oxygen species, less glycation, which is blood sugar damage to certain molecules like in protein and fat, and things like that. So, different biomarkers you can track are your glucose, so fasting glucose right before a meal, then after, to see what your metabolic response is to certain foods and meals. You can also test your A1C, which if you're testing your glucose with a finger prick, that's a snapshot in that moment. You can use a CGM, a constant glucose monitor, to see your blood sugar all throughout the day when it comes to stress or sleep or exercise and meals and foods and things like that. But also A1C looks at your blood sugar over the course of 2 to 3 months. So it gives a longer picture of what's happening with your blood sugar response and any potential blood sugar damage, which is also known as glycation. And so these are really powerful things on top of ketones, which we can test our blood ketones thanks to Keto Coach with their blood ketone meter, the reflection there. But all these things we can test at home. Even A1C now, you can get an A1C test from Amazon and be able to do it at home once a quarter, or go to your doctor or a local lab like LabCorp Quest. And these are great markers that you can track to see what's going on internally, as well as there's a thing called CRP, C-reactive protein. That's a good, from my understanding, good basic measure of inflammation that you can go to a lab and get tested for. So a lot of these things are easy to track, easy to regulate. It's just you need to have the understanding. And so by nature of ketosis, you're eating lower carbohydrates. Maybe you're adding a little bit of intermittent fasting, maybe some prolonged fasting here and there. You're living an active lifestyle, which helps. All of those things help not refill glycogen and then utilize glycogens in a manner that your body is producing its energy that it needs for the muscles and the brain to function, but also the body can turn to fat for fuel and create ketones as well. And what else I got here? So also, the benefits of ketosis in terms of lowering inflammation is you increase insulin sensitivity, which allows the glucose that you do consume that's converted from food, because the goal is to never be zero glucose in the bloodstream, because we wouldn't be alive in that case, but it's to be able to utilize glucose and for your cells to understand the signals of insulin to get glucose into the mitochondria to use for fuel. And so, you've probably heard of insulin resistance. Well, that really comes from the metabolic dysfunction or damage that comes from having abundant elevated levels of glucose, to where glycogen stores are full, you have all this excess glucose lingering around, it gets stored in the fat, that creates more inflammation, that creates more insulin resistance and more free radical damage, and then just the cycle continues and continues. But when you train your metabolism to burn fat for fuel and you reach what's called metabolic flexibility, and you can eat carbohydrates, you can eat fat, you can eat protein, and they're all going to be utilized efficiently and optimally for you to be a well-performing, functioning human being, you're going to have a cleaner system inside and out. And so just think of it as like a car. When you're getting the right fuel in there, you're replacing different oils and plugs and wires and maintenance and all these things, you're going to have a smoother running machine. And so in the world of ketosis, it's just a great optimal tool and lifestyle for many people to use. I would argue every living human being could benefit from some states of ketosis from here and there, but there's many ways to get ketones in your bloodstream, whether it's intermittent fasting, it's a low carb approach to your diet, and then utilizing carbohydrates for physical performance moments, or even exogenous ketones or MCT oil or MCT powder. These are all things that help generate more ketones in your bloodstream, which your body loves, your brain loves. And so again, check the description for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday's benefits. We got another one coming tomorrow for Friday, and then I'm going to do a full recap of all these on the podcast. That way you can get all of them in a row and share with people that may benefit. And if you have any questions, comment below. If you want to know how I approach these different ways of living my life to create a state of ketosis, ask away. If there's anyone that you think could benefit from watching these videos, tag them below, share this video with them, let them know. I'm here to help. I'm here to answer any questions. And as always, I appreciate the love and support. For those that have watched this whole time, thank you so much for sharing your time with me. It's not taken lightly. I definitely appreciate the time, and I hope you get some value out of this. Again, if you got questions, leave them below. But I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Peace.